We are disappointed and we are deeply resentful that the leadership of the House has refused to move forward on comprehensive immigration reform.
The political environment is such that we're polarized. And when you get polarized in which the majority party chooses not to listen at all to the minority party, because if they do, they lose some of their basic support, then you're going to have disruption.
If the Republican fears are correct, and the House flips over and goes to the Democrats in November, we might actually be able to get a rational immigration reform bill through the House of Representatives.
So we have to, and hopefully we can get our legislatures to get up and not be a do-nothing Congress and get something solved and get something done. If they don't, we're going to lose a lot more producers, I guarantee it.
If the Congress does nothing, or worse, passes an enforcement-only bill, the Texas industry will not just dry up and blow away. That's not what's going to happen. What's going to happen, and what's already well underway, is that we'll simply go south of the river. We'll do our production in Mexico. Already what Texas sells nationally to the rest of the country is about half imports from Mexico and about half domestic production. And every year the import numbers go up a few percentage points, and every year the domestic production goes down a little. Go ahead, Congress, pass an enforcement-only bill, and all you'll succeed in doing is driving the produce industry in Texas south of the river.
There were a lot less onion harvesters in the Winter Garden area this year, Jay. Something happened.
We were probably down, I think, 40% of our normal labor force.
The losses on the onions in the Winter Garden would have been very, very serious. Had we had wet weather and those onions that were ripe and ready to be harvested stayed out there in the field with wet weather like they stayed, then you're talking about major losses. So we were kind of lucky, I think, in terms of the weather.
And we do have to pick it every day. The zucchini squash will be like this. Tomorrow it'll be like this. You miss tomorrow, it's gone. We're not going to harvest it. It goes to the cold. So that's how important it is that we harvest this every day. So we have to have those laborers there. If we don't, we lose. We're out.
We can't acquire that labor other than illegals for any amount of money.
You say, well, agriculture just needs to pay more. Agriculture is one of the industries that cannot pass on the extra cost to the buyer. That's just the economics of agriculture. If we could get more for our product, we'd be willing to pay the workers more. But as Bernie and Jay have said, it's not just a wage thing. That gets played up.
So it's not a matter of the money. They're just not going to do the work. We cannot find them.
This last spring, Frontera Produce, in cooperation with Miller Farms, had 40,000 cartons of cantaloupes that could not be harvested because of the shortage of labor. And the cantaloupes were $10 a box, so that's easy to figure a $400,000 loss. But as you can see from the economic impact that was done by Texas A&M, that's a loss of almost $800,000 on the impact of the Texas economy, and most of that was felt right there in the Rio Grande Valley in Hidalgo County.
The first notion is that all we in agriculture want is cheap labor. That's nonsense. What we want is labor. Secondly, there is a perception that we're soft on border security. That's nonsense too. We vigorously support the return of the rule of law to the borders. There is no reason why we can't have both enhanced border security and a guest worker program. So let me just go through very quickly what it is we do want in the fresh fruit and vegetable industry. First, we want border security. Secondly, we want workers for jobs we can't fill with U.S. citizens. And thirdly, we want a way to make current illegals, current undocumented workers, legal in this country. because we need them in our fields and our packing houses.
There's no question that in the public debate, there are a lot of people who say, well, you know, let them come and work here and be whatever, but not citizens. I don't think that's the kind of country we want to be, where we have a second category of workers who can't eventually become part of the body politic. I don't think we necessarily want to make it easy, but I don't think we want to be a country where we have, you know, the people who do the dirty hard work and can't ever be part of the system. And so we did some focus groups first. I've never been to a focus group that was boring, but these focus groups were boring because everybody was so sure that they wanted a citizenship model. Guest worker gets no traction. Americans want people who come and put down roots and invest in their communities and become Americans.
Across the nation, top to bottom, east to west coast, it's a severe, serious problem. We have to have a solution.
This is the base on the constituency of the Republican Party, and they're saying, you're not doing your job for us, and we need it done. We want to go on growing our businesses, and it's not just for them, of course. We all understand that. This isn't a bunch of just, you know, greedy employers. These are people who are making businesses grow that benefit all Americans. So, you know, this system is broken. These are good American farmers and employers who are saying that to Congress. You know, if Congress can't hear this, then the political system is broken too.